Okay, so we have four different techniques, like little tips and tricks that we're going to show you with Adobe Photoshop. This one is going to be content aware fill. So basically, what we've learned up to this point is to go to do an image selection. So we're selecting the subject and we are taking the subject and deleting the background. So leaving the subject by itself. Content aware fill kind of does that in reverse, where it will select the subject, but then fill in where basically we're copying. So we want to remove the subject from the background, but we don't want to leave an open space where that subject was. So we're taking somebody out of the background, basically. And so you have a download. So you have a file that you have to download in this assignment. So go ahead and download it. And then once you've downloaded it, we're going to open it up. So let's create a new file, file new, go to print, make it letter, keep it inches, resolution 300, change the transparent or change the white to transparent, and then hit create. So we're creating a document 8.5 by 11. Then we're going to place the file. So we'll go to File, Place Embedded. We will find the file, which is this guy jumping over the cement. Hit Place. Make sure to hit Enter to land it onto the artboard. And then make sure your layers is open. The one thing that we're going to do is we're going to edit the photo. And so we're making manipulations to the photo itself. We're not just going to mask something off. And so what we'll have to do is we'll have to rasterize the image. If you look over in your layers, you'll see the little window right here with a page kind of down in the bottom corner of the preview. And that's showing that, it's kind of holding on to some of the properties of that image, and we want to release that so we can make real changes to it. We're basically giving the authority to destroy the image as it sits right now. So short answer is we need to rasterize it. Right click on the layer. So right now it says Jordan Opal Y whatever Unsplash. Right click on there and hit rasterize layer. Now that little preview window goes away, giving us permission to really edit and destroy how this image looks right now. I'm going to zoom in so we can take a look at it a little better. Okay, so this guy jumping, we're going to remove him out of the background so he's not there anymore. It's going to replace where he is with trees and sky. So like we've done before, we're going to do select subject. It's going to think about it. It's going to give us some marching ants. And, from this point, what we've typically done and just hit the layer mask just to, take him out of the background, adding the layer mask. Don't do that. I'm just showing you this is what we've learned already. I'm going to delete the layer mask. What we're going to do this time is we are going to, this is another step. So we need to select a little bit on the outside of the guy, and this will just make it a cleaner transition. So go back to select, go down to modify, and expand. We're going to expand by 15 pixels. Okay. And then you can see in my preview that it basically pumped out this selection by 15 pixels all the way around. If you did something wrong, you need to redo this. Control D on the PC, Command D on the Mac will deselect, and then you can redo it. Otherwise, if you did it correctly, we're going to go to Edit and Content Aware Fill. Okay. So it's giving you this little preview on the left side, and it's of what it's selecting, what it's trying to pull from, the information it's trying to pull from. And then on the right side is giving you a preview of what it's going to look like. And this does a really, really good job showing what it's supposed to look like. You can see that what's painted green is pretty significant on the outside of the guy. Yours might not do that. So if yours is like really tight up next to the guy, I'm just trying to erase some of this stuff really quick, just so you can kind of see. So I'm just going to erase all of it. It'll think, but then it's trying to figure out, oh, what am I comparing it to? And it's just cutting the guy out, pretty much typically what we normally do. So it doesn't work very well. If you get the green plus up here, that means we're adding the green back. This is the selection where it's going to pull from. And like what it did is it kind of took a lot of the tree line and over here. And now it's thinking, and then it'll give you a preview, which does a really, really good job. So as long as you're happy, we're going to output to new layer. So this I think is a default, but we want to output to new layer because we're adding a layer and then hitting OK. We still have our selection here. And you can see what it did is it just added a layer with how it masked over that image. So if I can turn that on or off, you can kind of see the difference. And you can see that we still have that dotted line, and we need to get rid of that dotted line now, which is Control D. Voila. Man, that looks good. But to show you even further, it didn't delete anything. It just hid the guy with a piece of art. So that's how it replaced. That's the original. So now, really, what we could do is we could go back to this original layer. We can go to Select Subject, just how we normally do. It'll select it. Now, instead of doing a layer mask, let's copy this guy. So Control C or Command C on the Mac. Control C is copy. Control V like Victor is paste. It will automatically paste that selection to a different layer. So now you can see in your layers. If I turn this guy on, so I want to pull this layer, the new copy, up. So now we have that dude again, but this time we can say, oh, we're going to have him. He's already past that little opening. So we just moved the guy in space, and it looks like that was the original photo. That's it. From here, we're going to save it. So File, Save As. We're going to save it as Content Aware Fill. And then hit Save. Now that's saved to the web. You're going to resave it. You're going to resave it as a PDF and then get it turned in the assignment as a PDF. So what I want to see is this guy, you can have him moving back in space where he hasn't hit it yet. Move it over here where he's already passed it. But just so I know that you have created a content aware fill. That's it.